Okay, so what I want you to do is get comfortable. What I want you to do is sit in a position that you're sitting straight. So I need you to have and I'm assuming you're sitting on a chair. I need you to have yourself sitting on something that's reasonably firm, that you can feel your bum bones press down. And your pelvis your hips are stable. So I need you to sit back into the chair. So those two dimples on the back of the pelvis is that they're sitting and pressed against the back of the chair, so your hips are stable. And in that, it allows you to sit nice and free in your spine. Now, if you're more familiar with how to sit straight, if you know what you're doing, go for it. If you're not sure, that's what I need you to do. I need you to sit straight. Now, your legs and your feet need to be in a position that they're also connected, that your feet are planted. Okay, and then just let your legs be in a position that they're relaxed. Now, from there, let your hands rest on your thighs. Palms down, palms up. Doesn't really matter. So palms down as a start. Put your hands in a position that'll allow your shoulders to relax and stay open. So sometimes we can bring our hands too far forward and we're sitting with the shoulders rounded. Is put the hands in a position that the weight of the arm is coming down the side of the body rather than pulling at the front of the body. Okay, so now from there is what I want you to do is I want you to just ever so slightly sway just a little bit from side to side, where you can feel your sit bones. It's like you're putting your weight a little bit on one sit bone, and then you're swaying a little bit to the next sit bone. And that is just opening up that grounded connection between your body and the chair. And then start to make a little circle. So you're making a little circle where you're swaying around the sit bones. Your pelvis is still level. It's a small movement. It's not a big movement. And in that, you're just rolling around your center of gravity. You're going to start to feel the trunk of your body more. You'll feel the obliques, the side, your abdominals, maybe your lower back. You'll feel this sway in your spine, this sway in your chest and your rib cage, in your shoulders, in your neck, in your head. Now, let it be nice and even and fluid. And notice how you get to feel that tone and release in your body. You feel the pressure and then you feel a release. So when you sway to one side, that part of your body feels a little bit more pressure, but the other side feels a little release. Like a seesaw, as you sway from one to the other, is you're moving through that sense of tone and release. Now notice how relaxing it is. That when you do that, you're bringing your body into spontaneous tone. It's not right or wrong, it just is. You're coming into your physical center of gravity and you're spontaneously flowing around it. It's very, very soothing. If your back's a little tight, it's like a nice little needling massage. And then it releases. If you need your abdominals to tone a little bit, it's a lovely way to just activate them, bring a bit of awareness and tone to them. There's no strain. It's just a very soothing engagement. It's really, really nice, calming. Now, keep doing that. And what I want you to do is become aware of your breath. And notice the first thing you do is you inhale a little deeper. We all do it. When we think of our breath, the first thing we do is you take control of the inhale. So what I want you to do is be willing to slow your breathing down a little bit, just a little bit more. And be willing to tap the brake of your breath. Be willing to just keep it moving at a nice steady pace. And as you do, I want you to feel your breath move a little bit in your navel, a little bit in your rib cage, the intercostal muscles, feel them work a little bit, and then your upper chest. Now on the inhale and the exhale is feel the expansion and the contraction. Don't worry about the depth of your breath. We're just bringing a little bit of awareness into the breath, and we're beginning to move the lung. And we're moving all of the lungs. By the time you breathe to the navel, the rib cage, and the upper chest, that little bit of movement in all three is you're activating your lung. You're not breathing your full breath all the time, but you're activating your full lung. But it's a nice tone and a release. So now you're beginning to open up your internal body, and you're beginning to massage your internal body with your lungs. So again, it's even more soothing. It's really nice. I'm going to get you to sync up your breath with your body. And what you're doing is you're syncing your physical center of gravity with your energetic center of gravity. So notice the pace that you're swaying at. It has a particular pace. I want you to now breathe that same pace. What's an easy way to recognize this? Look, you're swaying like a pendulum. You're breathing, inhaling, and then you're exhaling. So what I want you to do is sync up your sway and your breath, and they both move like a pendulum, and just have them move together. And I can exaggerate there so you can see is you're coming into that lovely inner sense of balance, that lovely flow of your breath. And notice the sensations in your body become more subtle, is you get these waves of sensation. And that's your energetic body. That's you getting into your central nervous system a little bit, massaging it, massaging the muscles, massaging your joints a little bit, massaging your spine and your vertebrae. They release a little bit, takes the pressure off your nerves, and that releases the energy. And those lovely waves of energy is just your nervous system beginning to relax. You're engaging it, and then you're relaxing it. And again, very much you begin to activate the chakras as we go along on this. But for now, we're just establishing a baseline, a ground. And we talked about measurements. We need to be able to measure our experience to know it properly. So we're finding grounds within ourselves to measure off. Physical ground, the energetic ground, now the mental ground. So now you're swaying. It's really nice. You can be eyes closed or eyes open. It doesn't matter. Once you're in the space, you're winning. So now what I want you to do is focus your awareness on the sway in your body. Focus your awareness on the flow of your breath. And notice how that lovely calming effect that you're experiencing also begins to experience itself at a mental level. You're probably already feeling mentally calmer. Now what's happening is the thoughts, remember the thoughts in the mind screen? The thoughts begin to move at a slower pace. The thoughts begin to move at a pace that allows your mental center of gravity to become aware. What I mean by that is your thoughts are moving at a pace that you can watch them, that you can hear them, that you can feel them, that they're not going so fast, that they're not fighting or struggling, that they're just spontaneously, like the muscles in the body, engaging and releasing. The sensations and energy in the body are engaging and releasing. And equally, your thoughts are engaging and then releasing. And they're coming into that fluidity. And you're allowing yourself to mentally center. So in that, notice how you're just watching. And you're just watching with a little bit more clarity. Things aren't right or wrong. They just are as they are. You're observing your center of gravity. You're moving through your center of gravity and you're watching yourself while you do it. You're feeling it. You feel it in your body. You feel it in your breath. You feel the sensations of it. And equally in your mind is that feeling is at an awareness level. You feel the rightness of your center. And then you're listening. And you're listening from that place of silence. So you just find yourself, part of the calmness in your mind is that silence that you're experiencing within yourself. You're listening from a place of silence, the listener. So now the listener is coming more to the fore. The feeler is coming more to the fore. The watcher is coming more to the fore. And it's just awareness itself. Now, within that awareness, I want you to get a sense of that presence, that your sense of yourself and that presence of being. I want you to just sense it and allow yourself to just sway in the center of gravity in your consciousness of being, that sense of presence within you. And you're just centering yourself and you're doing it, and you know you're doing it. You know that you know. You're aware of it. It's what you're doing, and now it's how you're doing it. And that's mindfulness. You're not just in it, you know how you're doing it while you're doing it. So you're in the mindfulness of your awareness and your consciousness of being. Now, for a couple of minutes, it's just close your eyes and allow yourself to just absorb into your environment, whether it's your physical sensations in your body, the energetics, the thoughts, the awareness, the sounds in the room, the sounds in the building, the sounds outside the building. Is just allow yourself to become aware of that spatial awareness. Now, from your mind's eye, and I'm going to explain this very simply, when we close our eyes and we turn our awareness inwards, when we look in, is we are looking through the mind's eye. It's like looking through it feels like we're looking from a place between our eyebrows. We get a sense of awareness there. That's why it's called the mind's eye. So again, getting a sense of that spatialness of your mind's eye, pick a sound or pick a sensation, whether it's internal or external. It doesn't matter. Treat both as the same. Now I'm going to get you to use your intuition. As you listen to the sound or sensation, I want you to get a sense from where you are in your mind's eye, get a sense of the distance between your mind's eye and the sensation or the sound. So if you're listening to a sound outside the room, how far is it? If you're feeling a sensation in your body, in your mind's eye, how far is it? What's that distance? Now use your intuition. Whatever you think it is, that's what it is. No second guess. Just go with it. Whatever you think it is. We're trusting our intuition. Now, as you get a sense of that distance, what I want you to now recognize is that spaciousness in between. That lovely spaciousness. And as you recognize that spaciousness, notice how the knower within you is expanding into it. The knower within you, your intuition, is opening up into a greater sense of space. Now, pick another sound, another sensation, anything you want. This is an intuitive practice, so whatever you want. The sense of the distance, and whatever you think the distance it is, that's what it is. And as you recognize that distance, is then recognize the space in between. And again, take a couple of moments to just let yourself fill that awareness, fill that spaciousness. And you're just opening up your spatial awareness more. Okay? Now I'm going to get you to do that for another minute or so. Pick a sound, a sensation, a feeling, a thought. Some will be very close to you. Some will be in the midground. Some will be in the background. Sense of distance, beautiful space in between. Just that expanding consciousness. Just that expanding consciousness of being. You know that you know you're doing it. You know how you're doing it. And you know it. The knower is embedding itself, immersing itself in your consciousness of being. And as we ground ourselves into the knower, as we go along in this course, we'll start to look at exploring insight. And as we explore the insight, as we step into it, we'll be stepping into the knowing. And that knowing of yourself is the wisdom. So when the knower moves into the known, and then the known moves into the knowing, the knower and the knowing become one. You get that beautiful merging, that beautiful connection. And as you come into the knowing of your third eye, the wisdom of your third eye, is then you really begin to start to see the patterns and the plays of life, how they all work. You just see it. It's just everywhere. You know, there's lots of stuff that's going on that's illusions and not real. And then there's the other stuff that's going on that is real. And you just start to see the pattern. And once you see the truth of it, you see the pattern everywhere. It's just the same pattern. Because as you activate the third eye more and more and more, is what you see, you just see everywhere. And you're activating the seer within you. So you've moved from the arc of the searcher to the pinnacle of the seer. You're just awakening the seer within yourself. That's the plan. So now, what I want you to do is gently come back into your body, into your breath. Let your eyes open if they're not already open.